How's it going, everyone? Mask here, back with some Black Desert Mobile, and today we're going to be talking about Castle Siege to honor the fact that it is Saturday, of course, and it is the Castle Siege time. Now, I'm going to be focusing specifically on offense today. So we're going to be talking about Castle Siege offense strategies and really just breaking down everything you need to know about Castle Siege. Obviously, to start with, you got to go to your guild fortress, and you gotta come to the siege portal for the actual start of the siege. Now, when you get here as a guild, you have to work together to level up all of your, let's call them towers or structures you're going to use in the siege. Now, offense and defense are a little different. On offense, the things that you're leveling up are going to be exactly the same as nodes. So you're gonna have a holy artifact, which you level up with all the different kinds of herbs. You're gonna have a gate. You're gonna have a guard tower, which you level up with sturdy timber, pale softwood, and the two different kinds of breaths. And then you're going to have barricades. So you don't have a gate sentry. Gate sentry is only for defense. Barricades are the other two types of wood. So the pale softwood, the one that looks like, the one that looks like birch, and the one that's just log, breath of life and breath of creation. You're gonna have barricades, your guard tower, and your holy artifact. And on offense, this is our map here. You're either going to spawn on the left side, which is the bridge side, or the right side, which is the barricade side. And this is when you're looking from an offensive perspective. And that's how I'm going to address everything moving forward, because if you're on defense, the whole map gets flipped upside down technically, and it's sort of backwards. So bridge side, barricade side. And the reason I say bridge and barricade is because the defenders have the option to blast open your bridge and prevent your elephants and ogres from being able to run over them. Now, I do apologize. There's a lot of information to sort of condense into one video, and I'm struggling at organizing it even in my own head. So I'm going to do my best to keep this really structured, but I'm sure it could be better. Now, before you can even enter the Castle Siege, this is something you as a guild leader and your officers need to familiarize yourself with an extreme amount, and that is the place guild member interface. Now, this is going to give us a lot of information on the actual map itself. I'm going to pop out of the way here so you can see. And this is a really cool information page as well. So we have bridge attackers, holy artifact. So here's the bridge side. Here's the barricade side. There's my mouse back up now. You have two outer gates on both sides. You have to break through the outer gates first, inner gates second, and then kill the defender's holy artifact. The first person on offense to kill the holy artifact wins. It's not the last man standing. So as an attacker, you don't have to interact with the other guild on the other side. Actually, you can't interact with them until they've also broken through the inner gate, and you're fighting over getting that last hit on the holy artifact. Admittedly, last hit mechanic, a little bit frustrating. It definitely makes it, I mean, it is what it is. They could either go last hit or most damage done. Either way, there's going to be significant differences on either side. Now, let's talk about this system, though. This is where entire castle sieges are broken or won or lost, because people make this very easy mistake. I go ahead and auto-deploy all guild members. What this has now done is placed all 44 members into the castle that are eligible to participate today. So there's 44 players placed in the main castle, meaning they're all going to spawn in on the holy artifact. So we're going to talk about being bridge side attacker right now. Then we have west border, south border, and east border. You have your spawn points, and you're fighting over 3 towers. By killing these towers, it basically replaces the tower you just killed with a tower that represents your own guild. So if you come in here, you kill the neutral cannon territory tower to start with, it's going to place, well, for us, it would be a legendary cannon tower there, and then we then control the cannon bombardment support tower, which means it's going to automatically shoot cannons, shoot at people, and the Watcher shoots at structures, if I remember correctly. So the cannon tower will automatically shoot cannons at all your enemies on the map, which includes both other guilds. I think it's like once every 30 seconds, and it actually has quite a bit of an impact. The second one is the south border. You're going to fight over the conquest zone buff, and what it does is gives I believe it's 60 AP, or sorry, 60 CP, probably 30 and 30, to every person in your entire guild. This is right now in the current meta, this is absolutely the most important tower. Controlling this tower really gives your guild the edge in that one-on-one fight and lets you push faster because you're going to be doing more damage. East border, the Hwacha territory. It's the same thing. This Hwacha, what it's going to do is shoot a bombardment of arrows at every single elephant, ogre, cannon, barricade, guard tower, gate on the map of your enemies. So it basically bombards everyone else on the map with volleys from a Hwacha, and it does a good initial burst damage and some really good slow over time damage as well. So you have to actually allocate people into these buffs in order for them to be able to fight and take it over and have it be in your team's control. Now this is going to be something for you to think about. As you can see, every time I go over here, the people don't stick. It's because I keep relocating the same person that I once had in a different tower. Now I have one person west border, one south, one east. There's a lot of different strategies around this. One that we've taken to doing ourselves is putting a team of 2 or 3 people together. They start on one. Make sure that somebody on this team is an officer, or just promote them to an officer just for this. Make sure you trust them at least. I mean, officers actually can't do anything during war, so they can't screw anything up. Officers you can't even accept people. That's one of the only things officers can do, accept players. They can also open up guild boss rushes. I think that's their 2 things they can do. And you can't even accept people during a siege war prep time. So there's no risk it's promoting someone to officer for this. So I put a team in one tower, and then they take the Hwacha tower here, and then so that you can continue to focus on the main fight, which is where most of the important things happen. That officer can then go to south border, reassign the team, and move them to south border. Go to west border, reassign the team, and move them to west border. Now, for this next part, I have to pop myself back in here. I don't care how much I cover up. This is going to make you lose no matter what if you make this mistake. All right, let me show you what happens. This is the no touch button. No touch button right here. Why in the world it says confirm deployment is actually bonkers. It is a humongous translation error. This is the no touch button. Look, deployment complete. That is how you finish a placement. When I click that button, every change I did just got finalized. Watch, south border, Ape, Addy, America, you're in there. Deployment complete. You're in there. South border, boom. Watch what happens here. Main castle, 40 out of 50. South border, 3 out of 5. The no touch button. Watch. Everyone got booted off the screen. Okay, so it was only the people getting booted at a south border. Doesn't matter. It's a no touch button. If you're on this screen here, watch. Boom. 40 people just got kicked out of Castle Siege. It is the do not touch button. Play the clip. All right, here we are defending. There's our HA. Don't let it go down. Clear them. Get them off. Oh, we're losing. We're going down here. All right. We almost got it killed. What's going on? No. Don't tell me. No, you did not. The no touch button. Why did you do it? The entire guild gets completely booted out of Castle Siege. Gone. Watch. Our holy artifact was legitimately at 90%. 90%. I'm redeploying. I got everyone back in. I confirmed the deployment. The bottom right-hand button. It's the only button you should ever press. Finally enter Siege War. There's even a combat cooldown on re-entering Siege War. This is devastating. Oh, we've been talking now. It was like over 30 seconds. Look at the holy artifact. It's down to about 60%. Okay, fine. We lost about 25% of free damage on the holy artifact. That's so much time and being able to win the 1v1 that's left. Now, the same thing happens here, whether it be offense or defense. The interface is exactly the same. Devastating. So I will say it so many times, and everyone's made this mistake. Every single top siege guild I've I've talked to in the game has made the same mistake, and we all laugh at it. We all make fun of each other for it. You're probably going to do it too, but the thing is, what you really need to do is make sure that you and each one of your officers don't do it, or you don't do it multiple times, and if it does happen, you at least understand why. Auto deploy guild members, deployment complete, place guild members, no touch button, boom, siege blown up. The fact that the button exists in the first place is absolutely bonkers. All right, let's break down a little bit of offensive strategy here now. You're gonna spawn. I'll move myself over to this side because we're just talking about this map here, and we don't need to see what's behind my head now. Deployment complete, bottom right is the only button you should ever be hitting. Never, ever once, period, end of story. If you need to move people out, click their names and it pops them out. Never touch this button. I'm gonna say it another 3 times in this video, and it's for your own good. So, offense, bridge side. The reason this is called the bridge and this is called the barricade is the defenders have the ability to blow the bridge and blow the barricade up. When they do that, the entire bridge is going to crumble and the entire barricade is going to crumble as well. One or the other. They can choose to do both or one. They can stall one out. Now, when these break, anyone in them, anyone on them, everything on them, dead, destroyed. Your cannons, your elephant, your ogres, and every single guild member. Yes. Also, on defense, if you're going to rush, if you're going to rush somebody, and this is an offensively focused video, but still, careful with clicking this button. We completely blew up our entire guild as they ran through the barricade once. That was also a fantastic legendary siege moment. All right, bridge side. How do you know if your opponent is going to blow this bridge or the barricade, and what does that mean, and how should you adjust your strategy? I'm going to dive into that right now. As I'm riding in here on the elephant, I'm looking up and I just clicked the blast bridge button, and what that does is it starts this countdown. Time left until the destruction of the bridge. So this, if you see this timer, it says legendary has blown the bridge. This timer starts. That means this is how, when this timer gets to 0, the bridge is going to blow up. Now, a lot of guilds are going to do this right away at the very, very beginning of Siege. And the strategy is, for me, always, is summon the ogre right away, right out of the gate. Immediately summon the ogre. He will make it over the bridge, even if the opponent chooses to blast it right away. So you're always safe if you instantly summon your ogre and let him go. And then if you summon your elephant right away as well, what I like to do is instantly summon my elephant, have my elephant rider run to the elephant, jump on it right away, and go. The elephant will also make it across the bridge always, if the bridge is being blown, as long as you commit like right away. So don't summon the cannons, because the cannons summon underneath the elephant, and then your elephant rider can't get on the elephant because it only makes him jump into a cannon. And we've had it before where the delay of accidentally jumping on the cannon 2 to 3 times in a row in panic made it too late, and our elephant got stuck on our side of the bridge blowing up, and then we did not have an elephant, and the bridge stays blown for 5 minutes. So this locks you out of having an elephant at your disposal for 5 entire minutes. So make sure you know what you're looking for. You're looking for that bar that's going to appear on the left here, and you're looking for the bar that's going to appear on the left, and you're prepared to adjust your strategy if that bar so happens to, if it's there. And if you can't do it, this path that you're watching me run on the elephant right now, actually, this is completely useless because the elephant can't actually get through here. I was just trying to kite these enemy guild members, and as one thing you're looking at right now, and this is just a general Node War siege strategy in general. Although I'm not accomplishing much with this elephant, I am one person in my guild on this elephant, and there are 6 enemy guild members. There's a 7th enemy guild member. There's an 8th enemy guild member dedicated to just me right now. So I'm currently 1v8ing. That's really that really is huge. Then you know somewhere else on the map, your other 45 guild members are fighting 35 of them at max because you're 1v8ing. So that's just what I was doing here, kiting around and basically just trying to waste as much of these people's time as physically possible. All just very viable thought process and strats for Node Wars and Siege War in general. but this side path that you saw me running the elephant on. So right now where I'm standing, this is a good view. This is the spawn, the bridge side spawn. You spawn right here. Right where this elephant's standing is actually where you summon your offensive elephant and your offensive cannons if you're on the bridge side. The path that you see me run on the elephant here, this is where you're going to take your cannons if your opponent blows the bridge right away. This is the safe way, the long way. You go around to the left, and then actually when you get to the end here, the cannons, if I pause this video, you can see the mini-map. The cannons can sit right about here at this corner and start hitting the outer gate from there. They are in range, so it can really help your team break through that outer gate. Now, it's really important to kill the outer gate absolutely as fast as possible, because the only way you lose on offense, two ways you lose. The other guild kills the enemy holy artifact before you do, or your own holy artifact gets killed by the defending guild. Now, the defending guild has the opportunity, and I'm going to pop back in game here to talk about this. Now, the defending guild can spawn at their outer gates until you destroy them. So that they have a very advantageous spawn quite close to your holy artifact. They can spawn here and reinforce a push. The second you kill this outer gate, the defending team has to spawn all the way back at their inners, and that becomes a very, very inconvenient, long run to try to kill your holy artifact. So the faster you kill that outer gate, the better. It's going to really, really help in making it so that the defending guild can't kill you. And if the defending guild can't kill you, they're going to lose. Someone is going to win. The castle is going to change hands. The only way defense is successful is if one guild lets themselves be completely run over. It isn't siege time. Any second now it's going to tick over and things will become spawnable. And what I'm going to do here is summon the ogre and the elephant instantly, because I want my elephant guy to get on top of that elephant right away and make it across this bridge in case my opponent goes ahead and blows the bridge right away. So we're just waiting for it to start. It should be any second now. I could have checked. It is a recording, but that's fine. There we go. It started. Ogre, elephant summoned instantly. I'm waiting. I'm in voice. Tell me, how's it going? The second he was on that elephant, the cannons then get spawned. We're looking under the mini map here on the left side. There's no message. Opponent has not blown the bridge. If they blow the bridge right now, to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't tested it. I haven't tested if you can make it across, but you're pretty committed at this point. You just keep going. You just have to get past that white line there, and your cannons are safe. And the second the cannons get over that white line, they're also going to be in range. So I minimized my cannon shooting map because I wanted to be able to see and make sure I knew if the bridge was being blown or not. And the second you're safely across, you are in range. So we went the quick route, we made it across, our opponent did not blow the bridge, and that definitely is a strat too. I'll get into that in my castle siege from a defender's perspective. Now, if I had went wide, safe, and around, we would be shooting these right now from way far left. Now, one thing that needs to happen pretty much right now, while you're still trying to break through this first gate, we're right here. We're less than a minute into this castle siege. You need people on your voice comms, able to talk, scouting. The people on your cannons are great for it. If you do have to go the long way, which means your bridge gets blown, that also means the opponent cannot get through the bridge. So they have to take either the left or the right path. Tell your cannons to split up. Have one or two go left, one or two go right. That way they can tell if the enemy guild is trying to sneak by. And if they are, obviously right away, turn around, full defense. I suggest pulling everyone in your guild back except for 10 people. And you're going to want to leave 10 people on offense. Pull your entire guild back. Have that 10-person offense team pre-decided already. They know who they are. So you can just yell, everybody, defense, go back, back, back. They're going to stay on offense because you need to break through that outer gate. This needs to happen before your opponent's advantageous spawn gets taken away from them. The second that outer gate goes down, they get pushed back to their inner gate. All of a sudden, their run back to your holy artifact is like 40 seconds. You have a 5-second respawn. It's virtually impossible for them to beat you at that point. So have that 10-person team on offense, pull back your 35, and it doesn't matter how strong the enemy guild is. Your group of 35 people is going to wipe them because it doesn't matter how many times you die. 5-second respawn. they still have a 20 to 30 second time to run from the inner to get to your holy artifact. Not as bad as their outer. It's not as bad as the inner spawn. Once you wipe them successfully the first time, reinforce your offensive push with another 10 people. So have a second group of 10 people decided. Then you're going to have 20 on offense, pushing to break that outer gate, which is super important. And just wait a little bit to make sure they're, as a defending guild, they have to finish you off. If they committed to you for the first push, you're the only guild they have a chance at killing. They're going to come back. So you want about 25 people back on defense, making sure you're not going to die. Push that second group of 10. So now you have 20 on offense. And the second you get that outer gate done, you're good. Push, push, push. They really honestly can't kill you anymore. It won't hurt to leave one person back as a scout. But as long as you make sure no one's running past you, you also know that your opponent is not behind you. Know that they're in front of you, and you know your holy artifact's safe. The really important part is simply knowing that you can defend any guild. 5-second respawns, invulnerability after you respawn, you're going to successfully defend. 25 people can fight off 45 because they can't respawn. Don't let yourself get holy artifact rushed or assassinated in these castle sieges on offense. That's the only way the defenders win. Taking a quick look at this strategy in action. This is an entire guild currently taking the wide right flank right off the bat. This castle siege just started. We're only 1 minute into it. The entire guild is rolling up on a very, very undefended holy artifact. We're going to roll in here and just sit on top of it and completely take it out without really having to try too hard. I mean, there's probably I see about 10 people here defending. We're going to roll through them because there's about 45 people on offense right now. Wipe the guild and sit right on top of this holy artifact and just take it out. This is the holy artifact rush, and you cannot let it happen to you as an attacking guild. It's the only way that the defenders are going to win. I'll pull that up for you as well here. So these at the inner gate here, there's a blue gate on both sides, and this is the only place that the defending guild is able to come through. So what they do is they come through the gate, they go real wide, try to go around, and then just keep sneaking and get right to your holy artifact without you really noticing. It's much, much worse on the barricade side. On the barricade side, you're up at the gate here, and if they hug tight far this way, there's actually a secret path here too. It's just not marked proper. You hardly see them. You're lucky if you see half of a dot. What I suggest in that scenario is dedicate one person on each side with a mic, purely scouting those blue gates, and just have them put resistance too. If someone's trying to run through the gate, have them attack the person. You're basically camping a choke point where the enemy guild can come out. So they're being useful. They're not just scouts, but you have to definitely defend and know how to not die from that push. Bridge side isn't as bad because the guild, no matter what, has to get funneled through this really tight first bridge. There's two bridges, obviously one here and one here. And the third bridge gets you up to the inner gate. There's a lot of choke points on bridge side. But on the barricade side, it's terrifying. I usually attack barricade side first, and there's so much ability to sneak around, so much space. The whole guild, you hug the mountain wall tight. Defender, the offense team often doesn't see a single thing. Be prepared, be ready, make sure your entire guild's in voice, and you can respond to that pullback. And you have a team designated in this scenario, a flex team that's going to stay on offense. They know it. So when you say, everyone defend, back, don't let them kill us, that team of 10 people, they know. One of them's riding an elephant. 9 of them are attacking the gate. Don't waste your time on the guard towers too much. They honestly just slow you down as attackers. Just ignore them. And that is how not to lose so far. You still haven't won. You have your team, as I've suggested, a team in the borders controlling it. I like to have 2 to 3 people. One of them's an officer. They're going to take the tower. The second they take the tower, don't stay and defend it. That's it. The officer backs up. He goes into the next border. Boom, boom, boom. Done. He's in the next border. When they take the buff tower, boom, your whole team has a buff. Cool. Pop out. Go into the next one. Boom, boom, boom. Deployment complete. No touch button. Do not. It's the no touch box. This is right here. This box, the no touch box. We don't go there. West border, we're in there now. Take the cannon. Rotate back to east border. You've probably lost it by now. It's your goal as a 2 to 3 person team to get the maximum uptime on all of these buffs for your team. Just make sure that it's being taken out of your opponent's hands and your team has the advantage. Basically, you want to get the most out of these 3 towers by dedicating the least number of resources to it. That's why even 2 people, I've had 1 person in here doing this all by themselves before. That can be kind of iffy. But at least when there's 2, it's all right. You can work together. Sometimes your opponent put 5 in. Just kind of give up at that point. It's totally not a bad thing. If your opponent has put 5 in, just let it be. I think Selfie must be here putting his name in. He must have an idea. He has come in here and put his own name in here. That's for sure. I'm not the one doing that. We've covered a lot of the main things that you need to know here. You have your ogres, you have your elephants. Now to make sure we know about restocking those, this needs to be done before your bid is placed. So hopefully you remember to do this. You come over to your elephant and ogre menu. Make sure you're 5 out of 5 on both. Your cannons are at the opposite side. Cannons are falling out of the meta ever since the HP readjustment of everything. So you want to come back to your cannons. Make sure you have those maxed out as well. I showed you the summoning of the ogre, the summoning of the elephant. We've talked about strategy with the cannons. Push them up. Try to avoid having them run through gates, as they take a decent amount of damage from the guard towers when you're running them through. And now this brings us up to actually trying to go for the win here. So if you've pushed through the outer gate, there's a bad choke point on the inner. You need to get through it. Once you break the inner, these guard towers are actually tucked in a little closer to this gate, and your cannons can sneak around here, and from this corner they can hit the holy artifact. So that's where your cannon team will be put up, is in this corner here. You do a sharp right on this here, and you're able to nick the holy artifact. Coming from the left side, it's same thing. Once you've killed the gate, you can go through the blue doors that the enemy normally uses. So you keep your cannons, hug them tight to the left, and I believe it's right here. I do think you still have to get past this wall. I don't think you can hit the holy artifact from outside the inner here. It's a little misleading. Once you hug the wall, you get through, and I think your cannons have to be set up right about here as well, just on the other side of the gate, mirrored on barricade side to hit the holy artifact. Last hit wins. So cannons are great. Keep your cannons shooting. The best thing about cannons is, as long as they're a lot of health and they take a lot of focus to kill, chances are your cannons aren't going to get killed, but they're absolutely going to have a chance at the last hit, because they're not going to be interrupted. They can't be just rolled and knocked out of the way and prevented from getting the last hit. Offensive strategies. Now this is a big shout out to Obsidian on Medaya, because they're the ones I seen use this strategy first. For as far as I'm concerned, this is the best strategy in the game right now for last hitting a holy artifact. We were head to head against Obsidian. We're both pushed into the holy artifact. We're both basically just clawing, and it's a free-for-all of three guilds. We're killing them. We're both killing the defender. The defender's killing both of us. And we're fighting. All of a sudden, the holy artifact gets down to about 40%. And what Obsidian did is pulled back their entire guild. And what this did was make us push right in on the holy artifact. It made the entire defending guild focus us, because we're both just right there staring at each other. So all the focus then naturally got pulled off of them. They're right in the fray, head to head. Obsidian completely regrouped. They also timed the best ogre I've ever seen for this. So they called an ogre, and they pulled back to let their ogre catch up. Then they had their elephant already up there waiting. Don't waste your elephant. There's no prize for doing the most damage to the holy artifact. It is last hit wins. So you keep the elephant, have the elephant just hang out with the cannon team. Don't take any damage. They backed up about 40%. Their ogre finally made it through the inner gate. They brought their elephant and their ogre were standing on top of each other, lined up perfectly. And their entire guild formed a death ball right behind them. You have a giant elephant, a giant ogre, soaking tons of damage. AoE has been nerfed. Main targets take the most damage now, and you're going to hit that ogre and elephant first. And their entire guild rode in with this elephant and ogre in a gigantic death ball and completely decimated the defender and us, who were just staring at each other, fighting each other. So you're looking at two guilds that are both at like half health at best fighting each other, and that death ball decimated the defenders and us, completely wiped us off the holy artifact, and it was almost a 100% guarantee at a last hit. You have an entire guild, not to mention Black Spirit buff. They're prepared, they're sitting there. All right, everybody, back it up, regroup. Black Spirit buff, save your Black Spirit skills. The entire guild rolled onto the holy artifact, wiped everybody, and before any of us had time to respawn, deleted it and won the siege. That is the absolute best offense strategy I can currently give you in the game at the moment. Go hard on offense, regroup, and push in as a guild for one final push. You don't have to do a single bit of damage to that holy artifact. You could roll in at 10%, wipe the enemy guilds, and just kill the last 10%, and you win the siege war. So that, and they are really, really good at it. And honestly, it is terrifying being on the opposite side of them in an offense situation. Biggest summary here, whether you spawn bridge side or barricade side, no, that's right and left. The defending guild has blown the bridge. The defending guild has blown the barricades. Look for the message. Make sure you're not going to lose your cannons because of it. Make sure you're getting on your elephant fast enough to push across and get across as quickly as possible. Your ogre and your elephant are going to make it. I highly suggest using both of them in your first push because they're going to have a huge impact on getting that outer gate killed. Once you get that outer gate killed, you're pretty safe from actually dying on offense. So you're covered. Make sure you have scouts and you're aware of the sneaky trick the defenders can use to try to all in your holy artifact. That's pretty much in this meta as a defender, their only viable move. So watch out for it. No touch box. All of your officers and your guild leader need to know to not touch this button. You have a team that's rotating between the buff towers. Try to keep them under control as much as possible. Break the inner gate, break the outer gate, get the holy artifact down to about 40 to 60%, and honestly, do a regroup strat. Last hit wins. How do you guarantee the last hit? Make your entire guild there rolling in for that last hit, and you're going to have the best chance at taking home this castle siege victory. That's pretty much everything I can go on about, and I've already rambled enough, I think. That is offense. It's everything I have from probably about 20 castle sieges that I've been in now that I can tell you about offense. Whew. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you do get into castle siege, good luck at getting the castle. And lastly, though, before I finish here, one thing I'm definitely gonna say is BDM. I mean, if you played Black Desert online, you know that a lot of the content in the game like this, it's a 2v1 scenario where defense is near impossible. A lot of castle sieges are decided by politics. There's a ton of politics about node wars too. You could have the top guild in the server, and if two guilds decide to 2v1 them on a node, and they're decent enough with even a tad bit of strategy, it's over. Honestly, they're gonna get rolled. 2v1 is not a joke. 45 v 90. What are you gonna do? I mean, technically it's 50 v 100. Nobody's really gotten past level 8 yet. Politics, make friends. Friends go a very, very long way. That's the real key to Siege War. Make friends. But these strategies, learning them, making sure you know all the mechanics going in, they're simply going to give you your absolute best chance at winning, no matter what. Good luck. We also have a castle siege tonight, so I'm gonna be recording some defense content and getting ready to do a defense version of this video. I'm gonna get some good clips tonight. That's pretty much my main goal. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. You're the real hero here. Good luck on your siege wars. Stay tuned for the defense version of this. It's gonna be coming up shortly as well. And until next time, smash that subscribe button and stay classy.